You have the potential to conquer any opposition, any enemy, anything that comes against your life if you understand what I'm going to be talking about today on Voice of Faith. Numbers 14 verse 9. God's called you to do something great with your life, but you're going to have to understand some things that I'm going to talk about today. The children of Israel, they were delivered miraculously out of Egypt. They were brought into a position where they could experience a land that flows with milk and honey. That literally means a land that promotes health and prosperity. It was an exceedingly good land. And the Bible tells us that they feared. And as a result of them fearing, they wandered in the wilderness and missed God, and they never entered into what God had for them. And Numbers chapter 14 verse 9 says, "Only do not rebel against the Lord, nor fear the people of the land, for they are bread, their protection has departed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them." Did you know that fear will cause you to rebel against the Lord? Why? Because fear is the opposite of faith. And when you give into fear, you're disobeying God and what God has called you to. That's a scary place to be. In the case of the children of Israel, they never fulfilled their purpose. According to statistics, 87% of people will be born, they'll live through their whole life, and they'll die and never fulfill the purpose that God has for them. That tells me they're not going to fulfill the will of God. That tells me that they pretty much live in perpetual disobedience and rebellion towards God. And why? Because they feared. Fear will do that to you. What is it that you have given into and that's keeping you from the promised land? You can overcome anything, any opposition, any enemy that come against you that would try to keep you from entering in and experiencing the promise that God has for you. It says that the Lord was with them, the Lord would protect them, and that those people would be like bread. It'd be like their food. They could eat them up, in other words. Man, we need to know that God, if He is with us, and He is, and if He is for us, and He is, then there's not anything that we cannot accomplish with God on our side. I hope that encouraged you. God bless you. I love you. I want to encourage you to like these, share these, so that we can help others. There's a lot of people that are giving in to fear. It's paralyzing them, like we talked about earlier this week. It keeps them from reaching their potential. And man, I'm telling you, God has great things for you and I. And don't forget, if you work the Word will work.